If you're on your journey to stopping drinking, you do not want to be making any of these mistakes. We're going to be looking at 6 crucial mistakes that people make when it comes to stopping drinking alcohol. These are really easy to avoid if you're aware of them. So this video is going to be very important, whether you're in, whether you've just started your journey or you're just coming up to beginning it. For those of you that are new to the channel, hello, my name is Leon Sylvester and I run a company called SoberClear, and we help entrepreneurs and professionals stop drinking without AA, without willpower, or without rehabs. And on this channel, we make tons of videos all about stopping drinking, so do make sure to hit subscribe. Now, with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So guys, the very first mistake that people make is, this is actually very critical. It's all about your mind, right? It's all about the frame of mind. Why do I say the frame of mind, right? What we've got to realize when it comes to stopping drinking is that your frame of mind is absolutely everything. It's everything. It's everything, right? If you start your journey with this feeling of, I don't want to do this, you're like, your head is down and you're just not feeling good about it, you are going to find it extremely difficult. But if you can get yourself into a positive frame of mind when it comes to stopping drinking, if you can make yourself feel good, if you can make yourself feel pumped up and feel positive and feel optimistic about what you're about to do, that's going to make all the difference. And I'm telling you, it's so important. If you get this right, it will change everything. If you get this wrong, it will change everything, but not in the right kind of way. When you can get yourself in a good frame of mind and you can understand alcohol and see alcohol as a poison, as something that gives you nothing, as something that has zero benefits to drinking, when you can get yourself in that frame of mind, you look at alcohol in a different way, right? You see it for what it is. You don't look at it and think, damn, I wish I could just drink that. You look at it and you think, why would I even think about drinking that? You've got to be crazy. And that's the biggest mistake that I see people make, right? They stop drinking and then they feel like they're gonna, miss out on this amazing thing that gave so much value to their life. Then they start doing things like having alcohol-free drinks and, trying to join in on the fun of drinking, and you start to buy into it again. You start to buy into the conditioning, which I've spoken about 100 times on this channel already, but you start to buy into it. It's just not the way to go about things. You've got to see it for what it is and you've got to get yourself in a positive frame of mind. It's just so important, right? It's like, let's say you want to go on a diet, right? And then I'm just going to give you this one quick example, but if you wanted to go on a diet and you wanted to get to, like, I'm just going to give you some random metrics, but 10% body fat. And you thought about being 10% body fat. And in your mind, you thought that when I'm 10% body fat, I'm going to be hungry, I'm going to be lethargic, my sex drive is going to be lower. And you'd start the journey to losing body fat with this state of negativity. How likely do you think it is that you're going to go through with the pain of dieting and exercising? How likely do you think it is? Whereas if you could see that when you did the dieting, you could see this great outlook, and maybe you wanted to start posting online or start an Instagram account, or you could see respect from your family and your friends, and you could inspire other people and start coaching people, and you could see, that the fruits of your labor is going to cause all of this amazing stuff to happen. Who's more likely to succeed? Well, it's obvious. The person with the optimistic, positive outlook, that's the person that's most likely to succeed. But then when it comes to alcohol, we all look at it like, this is going to be a difficult, challenging, hard endeavor. And I'm telling you, that is the biggest mistake that I see people make. It's their frame of mind. It's the optimism. It's the positivity. It's just so important. So let's jump into the next bit, right? Frame of mind is very important, but this is also extremely important. And it's a major mistake. This one is massive. And it's listening to the wrong advice. So why do I say listening to the wrong advice? If you listen to the wrong advice, you will feel miserable about not drinking alcohol. You will feel like you're giving something up, and you will find the whole process difficult. We do not want that, right? The way that I portray stopping drinking on this channel is that you're doing something positive, right? You're doing something good. It's a good thing. It's uplifting. You're just going to feel great. And I try to show you that because that is the reality of what it can look like for you. And if you're going to go and try and stop drinking, and you're going to go to somebody that's using willpower to stop drinking, you say, hey, listen, Dave, I feel great about my decision to stop drinking. I'm going to stop drinking. And Dave goes, dude, are you crazy? Like, it's going to be really tough. And if you start listening to those people that haven't done first principles thinking, to those people that believe that alcohol gives them something, your journey is going to be borderline impossible. It's going to be you're going to have some insane amounts of like inner strength to kind of hear all these things from people and not take it in, right? Listening to the wrong advice is absolutely detrimental, okay? I'm not going to go too far into this because I may upset some people on the channel, but listening to the wrong advice will destroy your results, right? If you listen to people that think that stopping drinking is difficult, that it's hard, that they've made a genuine sacrifice, it's not the right way to go about things. You've got to find people that have stopped drinking and they're getting on with their life, right? They're doing things, they're going to the gym, they're having better time with their family. They're not sitting around and wishing that something was different. They're making things happen. That's the right approach. It's going forwards, which actually is going to bring me into the third point. In fact, let's just jump straight into it. So point number 3 is not focusing on the future, right? Now, I want to be careful here because there are definitely people that are watching this channel that may have been to therapy. And I'm not saying that you don't need therapy, right? I'm not saying that. There are plenty of people that will need to go and revisit past things, traumas, etc. However, right, there's a time and a place for therapy and there's a time and a place for going forward in your life. There's a time for the past and there's a time for focusing on the now to build a better future. And this is a mistake that I see people make. Now, I'm not saying that focusing on the past is completely irrelevant, but spending all your time in the past and not being in the here and now, trying to build a better life for yourself, it's a crucial mistake, right? If you want to sit around and complain and tell war stories and talk about all the good times that you had when you were drinking, you're deluded, right? Because there are no good times when you're drinking alcohol, right? It's just nonsense. And if you're not focusing on the future, you're not building that life without alcohol, right? So from that day one that you stop drinking, if you start building a better life without it, right? You look back and you start to see that, you start to kind of see alcohol doesn't fit into the equation, right? If you stop drinking and you focus on your health and your career and your family and you do all these great things with your life and you look back, alcohol no longer fits into the equation. Whereas if you stop drinking and you just sit around and you complain and you feel sorry for yourself, it's very, very difficult. And yeah, so not focusing on the future. Point 4 is not doing the work. So you guys that are regular viewers of the channel, I talk about this first principles approach. And what that means is you study alcohol. You really get to understand what the hell is going on here. You look at everything in this objective frame of mind, right? So you look at the marketing, you look at the media, you look at all of these beliefs that you've got around alcohol and you break them down one by one. And if you've not actually checked out the first principles video, which is where this is from, I'll leave a link in the description for you to check out the first principles training video that I've already made. But the point of the matter is that you need to do the work, right? You need to go, I don't care what approach you take, if you go to AA, if you do willpower, if you do rehab, whatever, this is still important, right? In fact, I would say that it's mission critical. And if you don't do it, you will feel like miserable about your decision. That frame of mind that I spoke about, without doing this, is a very, very difficult thing. And what you do is you do introspection, right? So you'll study these things and you'll ask yourself these questions like, why do I believe these things? Why? Where have these beliefs come from? And there are a few ways to do this. It's the process that I take people through. I've got a step-by-step system, this first principles coaching program that helps people go through everything that they think they know about alcohol, right? I'm not saying that you need to join my program, right? I'm saying that you need to do this. You can do this any way you want. You could start reading books. You could start watching YouTube videos just like this one. And you can do the introspection. You can write down in a journal and really look at this and go, what the hell is going on? And if you don't do this work, I'm not saying that it's impossible for you to stop drinking without doing this work, but I'm just trying to make, the process easier and more enjoyable. And when you do the work, I'm telling you, miracles happen. And I just want to say that it took me 10 years to figure this out. I tried everything for 10 years. And it was when I did the work and I did the study and I did the introspection and I saw alcohol for what it is, that's when the game changed. It just made all the difference. The next mistake is this. It's believing that you are giving something up. If you believe that you're making a real genuine sacrifice, if you look at alcohol as something that provided value in your life, it's going to be very, very difficult to stop drinking it. Because number one, it's a drug. It's a powerfully addictive drug that you're probably addicted to, whether you know it or not, right? And the next thing is your worldview and your paradigm and the way that you look at it. And if you look at it as something that enhances your life in any kind of way, it's the wrong frame of mind, right? If you look at it from day one as something that was just decent, right? it just becomes really, really difficult. And, you know, having this belief that you are actually giving something up is extremely detrimental. And the way that you kind of switch the way that you view alcohol is through breaking it down to its fundamental levels. It's through doing the first principles thinking. It's everything. To me, it was the one thing that I did that changed everything, right? It was taking a first principles approach and building that better life without alcohol. So that's another thing, and that's kind of like a mindset thing as well, is the belief that you are not giving something up. And the final thing, the final mistake that I see people make is they don't build a support network. So a support network is pretty important. If you are the type of person that, you know, your whole family drinks or your friends drink and you decide to stop drinking, right? You want people around you that are going to support you. You don't want people that are going to be asking you to drink alcohol every single day. You know, people that aren't going to support you on your journey. And I'm going to link you guys to a free community that I've got in the description. It's the Sober Clear free Facebook group. And you're able to join that and you're able to meet with some new people that are also living that great life without alcohol. I think we've got about 500-600 members or something like that. So I'll link you to that in the description. It'll be awesome to get you in there so you can start building that community. Anyway, guys, if you do want more information on the Sober Clear coaching program, I'm going to link you to So guys, if you do want more information on the Sober Clear coaching program, I'm going to link you to a page below where you can apply to join the program. There'll be a bunch of reviews on there. There'll be a short application. Then you can book a call with myself or somebody from my team, and we will get on a call to see if you're a good fit to join the program. Guys, if you click the videos on the screen now, you can learn more about the 4 stages of stopping drinking and also some surprising truths to stopping drinking. Thanks a lot.